My name is H.J. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Please go ahead and share my latest article in the Daily Caller, Free Julian Assange. That's in the description section. And if you're interested in firearms, Second Amendment, gun channels on YouTube, I started one. It's HA Second Amendment. Go ahead, share that. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. It's been a little over a week. Almost at 3,000 subscribers. So check that out. And my latest segment in HA Second Amendment is of me with shooting a Springfield 1911 MC Operator. Really, really beautiful firearm. My favorite thus far of the semi-autos that I've shot on the channel. I was a SIG 1911 and a Glock 21, both 45 ACP. And this Springfield was also 45 ACP. I really like that round. Anyway, that was my favorite of all. And I shot also a Springfield XD 1911. And that was also great also. But anyway, I'll upload that tomorrow. Check out that segment below. Happy and safe Memorial Day to everybody. And thank you. If you're watching, you're a veteran. If you're an active duty soldier, thank you so much for watching this channel. We love you. America loves you. And just thank you for everything that you've done, sacrifices that you're making, that your family is making for all of us. God bless you. What do we have here? President Trump. We now found out that the Obama administration put the opposing campaign's presidential candidate or his campaign under investigation. That raises legitimate questions. I just find this really odd. This goes to the heart of our electoral system. Jonathan Turley on Fox News. So, this is just really interesting. Trump has already exposed all of this. The issue of Spygate is one where the media has to actually say, well, you see, Trump is crazy. Look what he's talking about. This is all, they don't deny it took place. They're not denying that it took place. They're not denying. They're actually admitting it took place. Okay, hold on. Let me show you a clip from Jonathan Turley. They're admitting that it took place. And what they're doing is justifying overt and blatant illegal and criminal activity or unethical activity. The best case scenario is that it's unethical. We know that Stephen Halper infiltrated Trump's campaign before even the Steele Dossier. This is before even the Steele Dossier, but this is Jonathan Turley. Check this out. This will be in the description section below.
Law professor Jonathan Turley. Jonathan, good morning to you. Thank you. You know what? In what we've learned over the last 72 hours, suddenly some of those things that the president has said over the last year about, I was wiretapped and they were keeping an eye on me, it's starting to make sense, isn't it?
Well, it is. I'm mystified by the response in the media. I mean, I think it is undeniable that the president's early allegations have been validated to a large extent. I think
he's being very... First of all, Jonathan Turley is amazing. Judge Andrew Napolitano, amazing. Joseph DeGeneva, amazing. They're really, really... Obviously, Tom Fitton, obviously, Paul Sperry. They're really, really great people on top of this. On top of every single aspect of this. And I'd like to put myself in that category. Obviously not as prestigious as the names that I mentioned. But when you look at the media cannot... What are they going to say? Oh, yeah, well, we tried to cheat, or we tried to say that Clinton would win. She had almost 100% chance, certainty of winning. Oh, she didn't win. So they're going to fall back on the Russian hacking nonsense. The DNC never gave its computer servers to the FBI. That's just because they're hiding, because they were never hacked. If you're hacked, you want to go ahead and you expect the government to then, go ahead and impose sanctions upon Russia for hacking you, and protect the election from you getting hacked again in the future. You want to give your servers to the U.S. government or the FBI. The FBI asked for the DNC servers. Even James Comey asked for the DNC servers. The DNC said no way. Not only did they refuse to give their servers to the United States government, but CrowdStrike was purchased by Hillary Clinton and the DNC, as was Fusion GPS and Christopher Steele and the Steele Dossier. The Steele Dossier was purchased by Clinton. Everything, all roads lead to Clinton. And Clinton, the source of her power, is the Clinton Foundation. This is not rocket science, and it's not certainly not conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's an actual fact. Cash flow to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. That's the New York Times. That's the New York Times. You can then make a logical assumption. If you're utilizing the same logic for Trump-Russia, Clinton should have been indicted a long time ago. Trump-Russia doesn't even have a crime associated. They're actually suspicious of Trump without ever accusing him of a specific crime. Yet they're not suspicious of Clinton, the media, even though there's evidence of crimes. Comey did state that she committed these crimes, but she didn't do so intentionally. The issue was intent, not whether or not she committed crimes. Here, Trump isn't even accused of any crimes, and there's no evidence, but they're still investigating. But he's being very, very generous to the media. But this is Jonathan Turley, and he's awesome.
You can acknowledge that without necessarily saying that this was clearly done for the wrong purpose. I also don't understand why there isn't more of a concern here.
Right.
Look, the investigation may find that there was a valid reason to investigate. Clearly, Page was under investigation long before the campaign. But we've always been very critical of other countries where governments put their opponents under investigation. And there's a legitimate reason here for us to be concerned, and I think the president has raised that.
The suggestion that there was a spy who was either inside or really close to the campaign, and you read the story about this Cambridge professor who's been outed by a bunch of papers. Suddenly it makes sense. He offers George Papadopoulos $3,000. Come write this thing. Let's have some meals. Let's have some talking.
Also, that whole thing where Sally Yates is like, "Oh yeah, General Flynn has been compromised." Well, that's the opinion of somebody. General Flynn was never compromised by anyone. Sally Yates knew that Hillary Clinton was compromised, said nothing. The Clinton Foundation was compromised. That's why the New York Times article, cash flow to Clinton Foundation, the Mid-Russian uranium deal. You had millions of dollars flowing through the Clinton Foundation. The rebuttal is, well, it wasn't right when the deal was signed. It was pretty close, number one. Number two, who cares? What Democrats do is then this is why they'll lose the House again, and the Senate will be glorious this November. Glorious. But what they do is they admit wrongdoing, but they mask it under bureaucracy and protocol. They make up their own protocol. This has never taken place before, ever. They accuse Trump of breaking social political norms. They've broken, since Washington, we've had a peaceful transition of power. A peaceful transition of power. That's now gone. This is not peaceful. Infiltrating someone's campaign, using a dossier written by an MI6 agent? Are you kidding me? That's not a peaceful transition of power. And then the whole thing with the Sally Yateses of the world and all. Oh well, you know what? We were worried they'd be compromised. Well, we already sold them 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. This is just a sleight of hand. It's an obvious illusion. Even great magicians, you can see kind of what actually you can't, but when there's a magic trick, there's always some, hidden sleight of hand or whatever, okay? Here, it's overt. They're just going ahead and they're saying, I'm going to take this card and put it right here, and you're going to look, and you're not going to know what's taking place. We see exactly what the Democratic Party is doing. And the media is just doubling down and tripling down on all the lies and deceit. Trump never worked with Russia? It's even the notion is an idiotic notion. Nobody hacked the DNC. It was a leak. But if you want to believe it was hacked, where's the evidence? Oh, the DNC servers? Those are okay. CrowdStrike? Because there's no DNC. The DNC hid its servers. Nobody knows where they are. Never gave its service to the government. CrowdStrike was hired by Clinton and the DNC. Do you think that you would allow Trump strike if the tables were turned? No way. So that's the media is Then you have the issue of Stephen Halper. Let's go. Let's continue.
Next thing you know, George Papadopoulos gets in trouble. So you can understand the worry on the president's part. Was there somebody near him? But nonetheless, shouldn't it have been the Attorney General who a month ago should have said, hey, wait a minute, you're right, we should do some investigating here?
Well, I do think that there's somewhat of a belated response to this. I wrote a piece in the Hill newspaper saying that, the president was openly mocked for this allegation. Mm-hmm. People like Clapper said it simply wasn't true. I think that the media has to recognize that this is a serious allegation. I have problems with the name of the professor being outed. If he was an asset for the FBI and CIA, right. I think that's a legitimate concern on the other side. But I think all Americans, regardless of their party, should want to investigate this, and apparently it will be investigated by the IG, the Inspector General's office at the Justice Department.
Right.
So there's an IG report coming out, and you have, 16 or 19 Republicans in Congress who wanted a new special counsel to investigate the Clinton email probe and the FISA abuses. This Trump, Russia, and Clinton emails are the same thing. And then you have the Awan scandal. I mean, it's not sustainable. This is not sustainable. This is the same thing that I saw. Not that I'm like Nostradamus or anything. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. And people say, well, Clinton didn't get indicted or Bernie didn't win. Yeah, cheating. Cheating and cover-up. So I was right about the pulse of what was going on there. But this is the same thing that I saw in 2015. I said, she's not going to win against Trump. Trump's going to, and I wrote about that in The Hill, the Huffington Post, and so on. Nobody believed me. Now, everyone is saying, oh yeah, you know what? They're actually saying the same things I was saying in 2015. Anyway, 4 points, fine. So it was a 3.4 the other day. This is a 2018 generic congressional vote. Okay, Real Clear Politics. They started at 13-14. There's virtual media collusion. When I bring up the number, the average of polls is only 4 points within the margin of error, pretty much. Then you have people who are like, Trump is so stupid. He's such a buffoon. He lies so much. He didn't care when Clinton had a public and private face. It's not just the hypocrisy. It's also like, I hope the Korean summit doesn't happen. People were actively rooting against peace between North and South Korea. What kind of sick person do you have to be? What kind of sick, demented, deranged, delusional person do you have to be? This is a profanity alert. This is a profanity alert. Do not listen if you don't want to hear profanity. Do not listen if you do not want to hear profanity. What kind of sick fuck do you have to be? What kind of sad, pathetic fool do you have to be? Butthurt, disgruntled, angry, frustrated person. What kind of person are you if you're happy that at one point Trump wasn't going to preside or meet Kim Jong-un, preside over the Korean summit or meet Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in to forge a lasting peace on the Korean Peninsula, which is what everyone should focus on. Doesn't matter if you sad crying Hillary bot. Peace? Okay? If Clinton presided over a peace someplace, I would want her to do well. If Hillary Clinton, I would say, look, I hope it works out. I hope peace works out. But that's Clinton doesn't preside over any peace deals. So she destroys countries, the opposite. Libya with Obama. If Trump, they say if Obama did what Trump's doing, well, that's true. Some things, but I mean the grandiose things. If Trump did what Obama did, destroy Libya, they would call him a racist, a nationalist, supremacist, everything. Oh, look what he's doing. This is an African nation. He's destroying the country. Obama, no problem. It's a mistake. Called it a mistake. These are the same people who get upset over the quote-unquote profanity alert, the shithole comment. He called the country a shithole. Well, he destroyed a country. Obama destroyed Libya. There are now slave auctions in Libya. Do you care? Oh, I don't like Obama. Yeah, right. Oh, I don't like the Democrats. I don't like Clinton. Yeah, right. The same people who are telling you they don't like Clinton now were the same people who were telling you, I'm going to vote for Clinton, or you know what, she's better than Trump. or focused only on hating Bernie and hating Trump, never hating Clinton during the lead up to the 2016 election. The Hillary bots were out in force. They were rabid, just as rabid as they are now, but a little bit more arrogant. Now they're indignant, or they're like, just angry. Before they were just, now they're angry and arrogant, but before they were arrogant and confident, and there's nothing more annoying than an arrogant, confident fool. That is really annoying, isn't it? Someone who's just so, sure of themselves, but they're the biggest buffoon, idiot imbeciles. That's what actually makes them stupid, that they're so confident. You get these people who are like, yeah, you don't really know anything about politics. Trump is just crazy, destroying the country. Huh? The generic polls are only 4. Democrats up by 4. They're going to lose the House. No, they won't. They're not going to lose the House. They're going to win Congress back. Look at the polls that you love so much. And look at the dwindling numbers. Polls are more about momentum than anything else. That's why during the polls with Bernie and with Trump, I was like, Clinton's not going to keep her lead. She has no momentum. Democrats have no momentum. No one cares about Russia. This was only for the whole Spygate Russia nonsense was meant to keep the voting base that they had, not to win, to ensure that they exist. The 60 million people, the 63 million that the popular vote, they're not gonna get the popular vote in 2020. Okay, the popular vote was a result of outspending Trump 2-1. See, they outspent Trump 2-1. Okay, they outspent Trump 2-1. Say it again, Hillary bots. They to 1.2 billion to 600 million, and they can't even when they say he's going to destroy the planet, you're still giving him publicity, Trump. And the heel in the WWF, or the villain in a Star Wars movie or whatever, even if you try to paint him as this insane monster, he still has a personality. He has that kind of American brash, confident personality that Democrats pretend is un-American. He's so boorish. We need somebody who can destroy nations, yet be civil. Well, he hasn't destroyed a nation. Bush has. And people are like, we need another Republican like Bush. Have you heard that idiotic statement? I've heard it from many people, and every time I hear it, it's like cringeworthy. We need another Bush. No. It's like saying we need yet another Satan. There's Satan there. Let's have another one. 2 Satans. President Obama was supposed to be the antithesis of Bush, but he wasn't. That's the problem. That's why Trump defeated Clinton. In 2015, I stated that, but now there's Spygate, and he's exposing that, and he's going to fire Mueller eventually, either before or after the midterms. There's political will now. All of this is about political will and momentum. So there's political will, there's momentum going, not for the Democrats, for Trump. I mean, there's only so long. You can only play this out for so long. At first, people believed it. At first, they're like, oh my God, Russia? Nobody hacked the DNC. It's a leak, not a hack. Download speeds alone show that. We know from Elizabeth Voss, Disobedient Media, Bill Binney, Adam Carter, the Forensicator, Ray McGovern, all these people. Former intelligence officers, cybersecurity analysts. They looked at the download speeds. It's not a hack. But it's the burden of proof is on the DNC. They are the ones who claimed. They're the ones who claimed it was hacked. Yet they haven't shown anyone any evidence. And what Clapper and Brennan and Comey and all of them do is they say, well, we had to surveil. We had to do this. Well, where's the evidence? Oh, well, we were suspicious. Okay, where's the evidence? We know you were suspicious. That's irrelevant. The whole planet was suspicious of Clinton. American women distrusted her. They did a poll. Even the women who were voting for her didn't really trust her. People didn't really trust her, but they're like, "Oh, I'll vote for her." Yeah. Everyone was suspicious of Clinton, but the difference is that she committed crimes. She committed crimes, and she had evidence committing those about those crimes. Anyway, I can go on forever. He's exposing Spygate right now. We find out now the Obama administration put the opposing campaign's presidential campaign or his candidate or his campaign under investigation. That raises legitimate questions. I just find this really odd. We now find out that the Obama administration put the opposing campaign's presidential candidate or his campaign under investigation. All this while President Obama on CNN is stating that there's no way anyone can rig or hack an election. And the experts have shown it's impossible, it's too decentralized. That's a famous CNN clip. Do I have that in the pinned comment or the description? No, I used to. Anyway, go ahead, share this segment, share my latest segment on HA Second Amendment. If you're into firearms or any gun channels on YouTube, definitely subscribe to HA Second Amendment. Let's get over 3,000 subscribers today. It's like 7 away. Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, HA Goodman on YouTube, and HA Second Amendment. Thank you so much for listening. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day.